we back.
We
Back
should
in
be.
black.
Back in black. So, once again, welcome back to episode 2 of season 2 of Brothers and Dragons. My name is Bronze, and I am once again joined by my amazing friends. Starting from the left, we have Stan playing the amazing Wood Elven Ranger. Next to him is sitting Lock the Dog with his slightly insane and lanky, maybe a little bit of an eating disorder dragonborn.
What you want?
Also, we have the man who always smiles, but you don't want to catch him angry. We have Satanos. And last but not least, we have the princess that still needs saving from another castle. Fuck you, Toad. Princess Cece. So, last session where we left things. You all were wandering through the Welderkin forests on the northern edge of the little town hamlet, however you want to call it, of Gallows Keep and the surrounding regions. You have heard whispers of adventure and treasure. You have heard whispers of people that might be willing to join your cause. Nevertheless, you made your way towards it whilst traveling through the woods. You became hungry. Well, at least Russell didn't. Shadeen did for the 20 millionth time. So, after some scuffles with hunting accidents involved, you stumbled upon two wood elven characters who were strange, to say the least, who had a strange god that they followed, one of which in particular seemed heavily involved with its customs and bloody ways. And after the consumption of this meat and a rest, you started hearing strange whispers at differing intervals. After which, in the next morning, you discovered an ambush by a strange little creature made of wood and bone, with a rune etched upon its forehead. After a relatively short combat, with one person going insane and the other one literally unable to attack, the creature shattered and fell before you, which we will find ourselves today. As you all gather your thoughts and start to lower your heart rate and start coming at ease, you find yourself in the still relatively damp forests of Welder. You find yourself upon the ground, head still thrumming a little bit.
Great.
As Shadeen approaches you.
You be alive, man.
Yes, I am.
Good. How you doing?
Could have been better.
Good to know. Good to know.
Good to know. Shadeen's voice always amazing.
True.
How large was the skull?
The skull itself was the same size of an adult stag. However, its antlers seemed to be replaced with woven wicker.
As Dalaran thinks to himself about, well, he was called of God, he didn't really have time to think and process. He finally thinks to himself and approaches Eldrin. In the chaos of all of this, did you see any resemblance?
I didn't see anything.
What happened to you?
Practically dying.
But what happened to you?
I don't know. I just felt a lot of pain. And I was fucked up.
Also, as I remind you, the screams and the
And the
voices.
screams and the voices.
The maddening cacophony, almost orchestratic voices that were...
Doesn't the creature resemble something in your mind?
I don't know, didn't see it.
starting to push it.
Did he see it?
No.
Do I hear it? What he says?
What's your passive?
13.
Do you make it a point to whisper or not? No, you hear it.
Maybe this helps. Does this remind you of anything you saw?
Well, just from a deer.
Did you just steal that from the deer we killed?
Well, I thought it looked quite nice. I think maybe it's a good trophy.
It sure is.
True.
But
It was worth a try.
How did it look like? The monster.
but
Good pretty in nature.
maybe we should
Confusing.
get out of here before anything else comes to us.
Fair enough.
As you start gathering your things, after about 15 or so minutes, Shadeen, whilst you look back upon the place of your previous scuffle, you see that almost all woodworks have rotted away from the creature, only leaving behind an empty stag's skull with a rune carved etched upon its forehead. Not even the antlers of wood remain.
Well, that is pretty interesting. Would you happen to know? Wrong accent, bro.
Yeah. I was waiting for you to, slip out of the Ugandan knuckles. Would you happen to know the way?
Hey, you would have.
Yes.
Would you happen to know if the woods be alive?
Well, everything is alive.
And for
Nature.
a proper explanation, I want you to roll either an Arcana or a Nature check.
Sure. We'll go with.
No, well,
Nature.
you are also allowed to use religion.
We'll go with nature.
Okay.
That's a whole 11. No, 12.
12.
Something.
Well, Shadeen points out his inquiry about the forest. You first answer with a pretty hippie answer. Everything is alive. Life itself is precious. But as you start looking around, you see most of the trees here are charred or blackened or don't carry leaves. Only the ones around the rivers and main travel and thoroughways of wildlife itself seem to be truly alive, but the bulk of the forest, if you would look at it from above, seems to be dead or dying.
Oh man.
I tell him what I think. Not really sure what I think.
I thought so. Because if you look back, seems like they were hungry.
Who was hungry? Just the creature?
No, the forest man. Please stay with the lesson.
The lesson of warm swan, me man.
Because by now, there's nothing left but bones.
As he points this out, you also see not but a stag's head.
Hey Russell, you want another trophy? Maybe attach the antler to it.
You like fixing
It's
puzzles,
always worth a
man.
try, right? I take me antler.
I take me antler.
I want your skull.
It might require glue or rope to fix it.
I'm trying to, if I'm gonna put it like that.
Make
Well,
it.
If I've got the balls to touch the skull. I take it.
As you take this skull, you are filled with a minor wave of panic, but it's just an empty skull. You do see one little spider crawling across it.
Wow, what did you see? But, yeah.
It still would require a little bit of glue
It's not
or
working.
rope to affix it to each other.
You know what? Put this in my bag.
Okay, you can add one runic stag's head to your inventory. Inventory.
Inventory.
Inventory.
Inventory.
Hmm. Alrighty.
By the way, Russell Shea, right? Yeah.
What?
Were you traveling north, south, east, west?
Let me look at the map.
We were traveling west.
This will help.
Seems like we be traveling southeast. We be coming from the north.
Is there anything special southeast?
Well, you should know it's your home.
No, northwest.
Right, what you be traveling on?
I want what he's doing.
Well, you should have thought of that accent.
I mean the drugs.
Oh.
Eldrinth,
Yo!
since we don't know anything about the outside world, would you like to join them if we may? They might have some lessons for us we need to learn.
I think I've got time.
You know that pocket watches don't exist yet.
No, I
Do you even
why?
know time?
I have a mirror and it looks right to the sun. I've got time.
Oh, like a mini sundial.
Okay, Patrick.
Yeah.
Yes. Let's go.
So we shall be traveling southeast, that is?
I don't know. Russell,
Yeah.
where did you hear the information be coming from?
Treasure,
You know the thing
quest,
from your
treasure.
grandaddy.
Yes,
Glory.
I heard it. My uncle told me there was something to find of all the worlds and stuff like that. So I was quite curious, as I'm always. But yeah,
Loose keep.
What's that?
something reminds me about, if I say it correctly, gallows keep.
Where did you hear that?
10 out of 10 acting. 10 out of 10 acting.
Right. That's where we be heading. Seems like a big city of humans.
Lead the way.
Yeah, lead the way, man.
Wait a second.
Oh, what
I'll be
now?
back.
What now?
Well, hello, Jack Sparrow.
Make a
So that
survival.
way,
Make a survival check with advantage.
Not 20.
Okay, as you start pointing north, you realize that when you are reading a compass, you're not supposed to head towards the red line unless you absolutely need to. And you start calculating, and after a minute or so, you say that way. As you start trekking towards the edge of the forest, it is a relatively quiet morning, besides the scuffle you previously had, and you are allowed to interact with either each other or the world, or I can skip ahead till the next major event if you would like. However, since you just started traveling amongst yourselves, I would suggest roleplay.
Eldrin,
Yo.
stage whisper real quick, so they don't hear. What do you think of these two
Stupid
interesting figures?
fucks. Stupid fucks.
Yeah.
We're the nice stupid fucks.
What do you say?
They're stupid. Did you do what they did last time? He fucking tried to shoot me. Was he? One of the guys is trying to shoot me.
Oh yeah, wait, the deception check, yeah.
Oh yeah, true. Totally forgot about that.
I seem to think they're quite friendly. The Russell character is a bit on the strange side. I don't think he's grown up quite well.
I like the accent of Shay though.
Yes, it's
Never heard of it.
It's sometimes hard to actually understand, but you know.
True.
Shay,
What do you want?
What did he say?
where do you hail from?
Well, I told you, we be coming from the north, from the desert. Lots of sand, no trees though.
Does everyone there talk like you?
Some people do, some people don't. It's a bad place to be living.
Yeah, I'll make sure I don't go there if not needed, because I can barely understand you.
It could be a very beautiful place if you know what to look for.
You better be the guide if we go up there.
Of course, man. I'd be happy to show you around.
Russell,
I guess he does know the way.
Last week,
where do you hail from?
well,
Don't say any names, I don't know any, so just direction.
just imagine when you're done shitting, you think, oh, I'm gonna grab a leaf to wipe my butt. There's no leaf to wipe your butt. It's only sand.
You guys do make a poo-poo, right?
No, we don't.
No. Huh?
Oh, I want to clip that so bad. I want to clip that so bad.
Do you even pee or
No.
no?
You don't leak any water.
Inside check. Yeah, aardig. I don't care.
Why else do I have to make a deception?
Yeah, you can. Russell,
9.
15.
maybe elves do not need to use the bathroom.
I don't know about these strange kind of creatures, eh? But normally everybody goes to the toilet. Well, you never know.
Then maybe they are plants after all.
They are not called wooded for nothing.
Just hope they're not the same creature.
I'm just standing right next to you, by the way. We can hear
Oh, you
everything. Yes.
Oh, I didn't see you.
I did
Hi.
not have any
Hi.
idea of
I'm
that.
Russell.
Ah, yeah. I'm not Russell.
But, you guys.
Yeah.
Where are you from?
From the wood.
We are from a small tribe called Durrell. We have never actually left our woods, and well, we left to spread the word of the Green Father,
The Green Father?
the one I told you about not too long ago, yesterday.
Just a little bit. I'm very interested in hearing about, well, your beliefs and your God.
Well, you've heard of Mother Nature, correct?
Yeah, but that's not really a God. It's,
How do you know?
well, it does its thing. It's not like I get signs from Mother Nature that says, and then she comes down and talks to me like, hi Russell.
Maybe because you do not believe quite enough. We have seen plenty of reasons to believe.
Yeah,
He is
I
alive.
believe what I see and feel and hear, but so maybe there can come a change point
We will convert him in time.
One of us. For the greater good.
Hear boys.
I think you're just still hallucinating from the...
Probably.
Seems like you'll not be woken up just yet.
You already know?
I don't hear anything.
Oh, then, welcome back.
Thank you.
Del, make a perception check.
Oh, that's 8. Perception is a whole 11.
Alright. As you are conversing amongst yourselves, you see that Russell is carrying around a sheep's skin, only very thinly shaven down. It's yellow, crackly looking, brass embossed sides, and it's rolled up with a nice piece of twine. And he doesn't really make a point to hide it, but the location of it's in between his backpack and his traveling cloak.
I'll keep that in mind.
It's just your map.
The one you already showed us, I presume. But what exactly would you like to hear about my god?
Well... everything! We got a long journey ahead of us, so
Better
First.
start talking now.
Better start talking.
Look around you.
Yeah.
Take everything in. Take it all in properly. Don't just look around like, yeah.
No.
Seems like that was a dear turd.
That was the most.
I'm sorry, my breaker sometimes go.
That was the most poisonous plant in
Russell,
the whole fucking.
You just ate poison ivy.
Yeah, too.
Roll a d6.
4.
It's not poison ivy. It, however, is Fly Amanita.
What's that?
Red cap.
Oh. Okay.
Roll a constitution save.
Dirty 20.
Okay. After about a minute of happily walking around chewing upon this strange mushroom that you consume, you quickly hack it up because it suddenly, instantly goes bitter. And before any of the toxins can enter your proper digestive tract, you expel it from yourself in a violent fashion.
That was my first time too.
Hey,
You remember?
That was me third time.
Yeah, true.
Now that
Are you okay there, man?
I don't know yet, but it was not a good idea to take things in, my friend. That was nasty.
You'll be
I don't
seeing
think
some
any
weird things, man.
We will find you some proper mushrooms later.
Proper mushroom.
Can it please not be the mushrooms my uncle gave me?
as a sitar slowly starts playing in the background. No. Cue the tie-dye.
But everything around you is, well, the green father. The plants, the animals, everything. But
Is it Mother Nature or the Green Father?
it's the green father. Many people say Mother Nature because they don't know too much of him.
And it's sexist.
Yeah, apparently they don't even know himself if it's a woman or a man.
It's a man.
So,
It's a man.
it's a man. Okay, it's a man. I'll try to remember that.
So, Mother Nature is a man.
Am Am I a woman?
Who am I?
I'm part of the nature.
Maybe the mushroom did start working.
But what do you believe in?
As he starts grabbing his lore packet.
I believe, well, in the forced one.
I guess the next podcast is talking about some of the deities, like the forged one.
Yeah. It's more, well, believing in constructs.
Believing in progress and technology, innovation, creativity.
I believe in, well, evolution of species and towns and making things easier with new inventions and
As you look around you, you see 2 wood elves.
In turn, you believe in the destruction of nature to build civilization?
Disappointing.
all depends how you bring it. You can indeed build something and make yourself things easier and destroy nature, but you can also make something that does make things easier for yourself, but it doesn't have to destroy Mother Nature. It's just one step thinking further. Not be a selfish kind of dick. You know?
No, just be a Russell kind of dick.
There's a difference.
How would you build proper towns without destroying nature?
You know there's stone in the ground.
Is there?
Yeah, there is. Did you ever dig inside the ground?
No.
but
I didn't put my dick in the ground. No.
well, you know the difference between the ground and the stone is when you put your dick in it, you feel the ground, you can put it in, and the stone just goes.
Yes.
My
No,
brain. I missed this.
Because stone is part of nature.
Yeah, but
It's not certain. It's not alive.
No, but it's kind of.
you see, then I do not destroy
There
alive
are,
things of Mother Nature, but I do have the means to build, or the resources to build my stuff.
You are certainly correct. My apologies, Russell.
Thank you.
As we continue to the town.
Oh, yeah, but it will take a very long time indeed.
Oh.
Because first you need to reach the edge of the forest.
Oh,
And I require another survival check from one of you 4.
I will do it.
I shall help.
Nine.
You even with advantage?
Advantage? Nope.
You only roll 1 now, not 2. You already rolled once.
I don't care.
16.
16.
That's better.
At first you think, hey, north is the right way to go, but thanks to the help of your brother, you're kindly reminded to the fact that why have we been walking southeast this whole time? And with a little bit of help from your brother, you can guide the rest of the group for the rest of the day safely. And you will gather that you will reach the edge of the forest tomorrow early afternoon.
Okay.
As the sky is slowly giving way for slivers of golden and silver.
During our travel, I
Mhm.
do want to keep a lookout for just any forage.
Any forage?
Anything to forage for food.
Oh, forage. Right, you're allowed to make one roll before making camp, one after, and after that, long rest will start. So
Cool.
that's for the next day. So you can roll now if you want.
Survival, correct?
Yeah. And since you're Wood Elf Ranger Unearthed Arcana, you are allowed advantage.
No, I just get double the amount I
Oh,
a normal person get.
alright.
Natural 1 for a 6.
Okay. As you are slowly approaching dusk, you start to feel a little bit lightheaded. Because you've been trekking all day, and due to all the talks and interactions, and even a chuckle or two out of Russell for eating something toxic, almost like it was meant to be, thanks to the Green Father, you spot which seems like an apple tree, but the apples are like this size. And there are a lot of them. It is early Lent, meaning spring. So the first apples might already be growing in, but since they're not really native to your area, and you have traveled for quite a bit, you're not too sure.
I guess I'll grab some of them.
Okay? Roll a d12.
7.
Okay, you grab 10 of them.
10 what I think is apples.
10 quote-unquote apples. As you all see Del walk towards this gnarled, twisted-looking tree and grabbing a few of those smaller than palm-sized apples.
My balls!
Did you say that in character? I'm throwing an apple at you.
Del, wait.
Make
was the bird.
make a dexterity saving throw.
That's an 11.
Okay, roll improvised attack roll.
Which is...
Strength plus d20.
That's 20.
So you hit him in the head with a gall apple. Gall apples are small, very sour apples that are primarily used by wildlife to graze upon and gall wasps to embed their eggs in.
Oh,
Thankfully, it's early Lent, so no wasps are there yet. But you do get a little bit of this pulp in your mouth, and it's very bitter and amazingly sour. Like not even the pickled cacti of Drosseran are this sour.
You okay?
I don't know what kind of apples you pick, but
It's just a normal apple.
no.
Do you really take a bite? Roll a Constitution save.
Six.
You take a bite.
7.
Okay. You take a bite and instantly you are hit by a wave of sour and bitter and your eyes roll back and it goes black.
Really good.
You want some?
Really good.
No, man.
More for me.
You want this? It's amazing.
Constitution save.
I was waiting for that. 17.
It's bitter. It's sour. You're fine.
It's good.
No.
It's great.
No.
It's fantastic.
No.
It's amazing.
It's bad.
Ah, damn
But
it.
you're still standing.
True. Sure you don't want any?
As Del, you
No,
slowly
man.
start standing up straight again, still a little bit dizzy.
Yeah, good apple, man.
I just put them by the around the tree.
Oh,
Or, you
yeah.
know, so it can decay and the seeds can maybe go into the ground and grow more trees, who knows.
Alrighty.
And I just
More of these toxic
Go
toxic
away.
apples. As you start making your way to your place of rest to make camp, Shadim, when you look behind you, after walking for about a minute or 3, you see that the apples are already broken down to their cores. Lads,
What is going on with these woods?
What do you mean?
It seems like the forest is very, very hungry, man.
since when did you turn into Jar Jar Binks? Misa thinks it's very good!
Then I would have spoken in that.
Yeah, but the berry reminded me of it. It was funny though.
What do you know more about these woods?
nothing.
History, religion, arcana,
Okay.
survival.
Survival is gonna be.
You didn't call out, so your roll doesn't count anyway.
Well, you didn't specify, so you know.
Oh,
No, but first you designate before you roll.
23. I know everything.
You know that these woods have suffered quite a lot since the Dragon Wars, because you actually didn't fall asleep during your history lessons.
I was the best in school.
No. Yeah, it's hard to be the best of two. Since you
You're the
grew
one
up
sleeping,
together.
I'm the best.
But yeah, during the Dragon Wars, these forests suffered quite a bit of damage. And after the fall of the Green Blight, the forest has never recovered truly. Only the part influenced by the Green Father seems to be back on its feet. And it's been almost half a millennia.
Well, it seems like this forest is very hungry.
True.
Think I might sleep with one eye open tonight.
Gripping your pillow tight.
Exit.
As you...
One thing before we even do anything. Well, what happened? I don't think it's smart to let it happen again. Maybe we need to take watch. Well,
I have a
rest
watch already.
is sleep.
I can.
It's not a watch.
Is this already canon?
None of you know what watches are.
Damn it.
They don't exist.
Yeah, watch in like looking while we are sleeping.
It's 3 fingers.
It's 3 fingers.
3 fingers o'clock.
But do not get surprised by any other
Oh, at night.
creepy calling.
Sleep in-
Yeah,
Spooky,
when we are
scary
sleeping you
skeletons.
watch, and when you sleep we
true.
watch, or something like that.
Smart.
And as you start building camp and sit down to eat, you all lose a ration if you have one designated.
I'll use my forage from the day before.
Fair. If you have any other foodstuffs that can replace basic rations, you can also designate one of those. Like the stag meat, for example.
Why don't I have food? Where's my food? I don't
As Eldref suddenly realizes that he left his entire provisioning pack at the previous camping spot.
Oh, yeah. Hi.
I see you don't have any food.
True. I have.
Got something for you, man.
Oh, thanks.
I think
Is it a mushroom? Oh, thank
no rations for me. Here you go.
Thank you,
man.
bro.
As he eats 10 days? No.
No, just a bit. Not too much.
As you are shared a meal by Russell.
Thanks.
There you go.
Who is going to take first watch? I require 3 because we have 2 people who require normal sleep.
Well, I wanted to cook up the dough leg.
While he does that, I'm just gonna play the loop.
Okay. As you start roasting on a non-existent fire.
Well, we started up camp.
Alright.
We didn't start the fire.
Fine! I will go start making a fire then, man.
Alrighty. And as you start roasting the dough leg, you suddenly hear the plucking of string music wafting through the air, being conjoined with the smell of slightly charring meat. Because cooking was not, I believe, not one of your best attributes. Are you dexterous, sir?
No.
No, so you like a little bit of finesse, but still, it's perfectly serviceable. It only has a small char on some hanging bits. Maybe you like it that way, I don't know. And as you all take part in a meal amongst each other, who's going to take first watch? Del, second watch. L, third watch. Russell. Crow. I also could have said Russell T Davies, but I guess you guys don't know it because it's a Doctor Who thing. So.
Also, I guess I'm watching with Russell the second time around since.
4 hours. Alright.
But before I go to sleep, I just sit next to the campfire, take out of my bag something that looks like stone. Look at it.
It
Still-
dances with the light. A shimmer of almost oceanic blue on a midsummer day is reflected throughout it in a scattershot pattern.
Still not know what this is.
As Del, it grabs your attention for a bit and you almost see like a sea of stars upon Russell's face as the light is refracted onto him. Russell is like a 3-year-old. It's in the exploratory phase with orality.
How did you come by that stone?
Well, this thing was given to me just before I went on my adventure, and it was passed to me by my uncle, and he told me that I may not know what this is now, but it has something to do with my future. But I don't know what it is.
Is it related to the map you showed us?
I have no idea actually. I don't know what it is.
It seems like a very rare object since,
Yeah, I can see that.
at least if it does come from nature, it is very unusual. You don't really see blue in nature much.
Maybe if you touch it, you get a
Shame.
sign from your god.
Did I see take it out before?
Yeah, you've seen it on many a journey. Whenever he was reflecting upon himself or the journey he was taking with you, you've seen it countless times.
I grab it from him and I look into it as well.
Okay, it is beautiful. It is very cold to the touch, but soon it warms to your hands. It is almost a smoky grey to black color, but when light hits it, you can see it scatter and refract throughout this stone, almost making it glow the summer oceanic blue. And as you twist it a little bit, you can see that the light scattering refracts upon the floor, leaving behind shining scatterwork of almost beautiful, perfect starlight.
It is certainly very interesting. I'm very curious to see what this rock entails.
Yeah, I'm still curious about what this has to do with my future. But
I see future.
and well, yeah, dat moet het wel again.
Alright. So, for the first watch, I want perception. As Shay.
12.
12. As Shay is just rolling himself up in the cloth of the tent, not even bothering to build the tent itself. He starts snoring with a big piece of bone sticking out of his mouth as he starts gnawing on it and sucking on it and just going asleep.
Great.
And when the bone has been consumed, you see him hug his tail and start sucking on the tip of it. And that's your part of the first watch. As you wake up L, he says, "No, I was already awake."
Oh.
Oh, no, you're allowed, you're
I
allowed.
just want to say what up.
Okay.
As we go into the nearest tree to sleep.
As you see your brother do the emo thing and socially distance himself from the situation. You.
I read an arrow.
It's PvP! I require your perception.
What up? It's 21.
21. The evening is beautiful and uneventful. The smoke filling the air is soothing and calming. And you were quite out of your element for the past week or so, traveling away from your village and being a little homesick. But today's laughter has left you with a little bit of more confidence that, yes, you might be able to do it. You might be able to continue.
Yes, I can.
And your watch goes by uneventfully. As you wake up, Russell.
How do you wake me up?
What?
How do you wake me up?
Pretty nasty, bro.
I think I need some answer. I don't want to die. Just call me and take you off.
I'm in my tent. How do you do it?
How you want to do this?
Fuck this. I don't wanna. I just shake the tent. I don't go inside.
You shake me tent. The first thing you hear is something metal hearing cling, and I walk out. I forgot to put my shield in front of the door. Damn it.
Well, Russell, it doesn't matter anyways because you have to roll with disadvantage since you're a human and you don't have dark vision.
But wait, I wake up. It's dark outside.
Yeah,
It's night.
it's night.
But that's it. I'm grabbing a torch,
Alright,
and I light up the torch.
alright. Still a bright light in your face while surrounded in darkness.
I'm improvising, okay?
No, it was a very good idea, but no, sorry.
But I still light a torch.
Yeah.
because It's like dark. Doesn't really matter. 17.
Time is relatively non-binary for elves and fae. They live for almost 1,000 years and every day seems to be but a passing minute as you realize that he woke you up too late because after an hour the sun is already rising and dawn is upon you. As the cold, shivering wind of the morning sun encroaches upon the encampment. We will go take a break.
I love breaks.
Yeah, me too.
Nice.
Nice.
What up?
So, see everyone in a bit. I hope you are enjoying the slowing down of the pace. Meaning that we have more chances of developing our characters and interacting with each other. And ensuing hilarity. See you all in a few minutes. back. Are we back? Are we back? Are we
We're
back? Are
Guess
we
who's back?
Back again. B.A.D is back. Tell your friends and please follow us. This is a gentle reminder that every Wednesday when we're having the podcast, the upload will happen of the previous episode of Brothers and Dragons.
And the podcast will be uploaded on Saturday to have a little bit of a recap for the episode that follows the day after.
Yeah, so should you miss a day, don't worry about a thing, because every little thing is gonna be alright.
Yay, copyright.
So, as morning becomes a reality, you all wake up with crippling depression. No.
And
No.
osteoporosis?
No.
No.
What would you like to do?
Just doing my morning routine.
Which is?
Practicing for combat.
What the?
Ja. Bruce Lee style.
Okay, roll an attack for 3.
Gewoon een attack for 3.
Not 3, but 3.
Yeah, I know what you
Yeah.
Suddenly the tree becomes the bush.
That person's up.
18.
Okay, your way of the broken hand. No. No, your morning routine starts off a little bit rough, but after 10 minutes of training and your muscles waking up and you warming up yourself, and after a little bit of a stretch, you do manage to complete an entire round of your training, feeling satisfied.
As he punches the tree, so
As Delph falls out.
Nice.
I'll do some foraging.
You take 1 point of bludgeoning damage.
I did this to myself.
Yep, that's true.
But yeah, I'll do some
Forage.
That's 10.
The tree is back.
Not this time.
No. You find some edible mushrooms. Non-tripping.
No space mushrooms.
No space rooms. No. You find enough to make a nice addition to a hearty stew. As Shay, you wake up by the sound of a screaming elf. A little bit stiff, yes.
A little bit of drool on your tail.
Nice.
What do you want?
Good morning.
Good morning, man.
Good morning. Ow.
What you be doing?
I punched the tree.
I was in the tree.
I just slowly start to pack up my tent.
Yeah,
Fuck this shit.
that might be a
Fuck
wise
this shit,
idea.
I'm out.
As everyone is eagerly awaiting for you to pick up your camp.
I still look at him one more time and
And I back up again.
Alrighty. After about an hour, everyone is all packed up and ready to go. As you make your way through the last bit of the forest. After about 3 hours of somewhat difficult travel, you stumble across a path of gravel and laden stone. You seem to be on the right track. And you seem to have found your way at least to somewhat civilization. As in the distance you see the woods thinning out a little bit, and somewhere very far you can see a somewhat grey plume of smoke rising.
We're standing on like a hill or something?
No, not really. Not really. It's about to fan out into the air itself.
It's starting to thin out, so we're not outside of it yet, correct?
No, you're not outside of the forest yet. But you gather will take about an hour if you follow this road. Which seems to be not winding, and it's relatively flat, and it's wide enough that it can carry the width of a cart.
Are there tracks?
No, it is a relatively well-kept piece of road. And as you travel and follow this route, the forest starts to break open, giving way to golden fields of yellow wheat that slowly starts to grow in the early parts of land. You can also see a field of probably gourd or pumpkin that is relatively close by the forest edge, grabbing just that little bit more nutrition to make them grow a little bit larger. And in the distance you can see that the road that you are following slowly goes up to a hill rise on top of which is not Gallows Keep. It's seems like an outpost. It's made of wood, and you can see that a tower is currently in the process of being built there. You can see a few people walking around the walls, repairing it or placing large pieces of timber up in the ground. It seems like an outpost that is under construction.
Okay.
Russell, is that the town you're talking about? No, it seems a bit small.
Well, as far as I've looked into the map, it's not the town I'm talking about. It's
The town you are talking about is about 4 days travel more.
Oh,
it's yeah, related information, but it's definitely not the thing we're seeking. The
As
lady,
you
there's one-
hear behind you,
there's a horsey coming.
And I push him aside.
as
Make way for the horsey.
as relatively quickly and without warning, move aside. You see a man sitting upon a wooden construction with 2 large wheels, traveling past you with a grey mottled horse strung in front of it, as it follows the road towards the camp.
what was that?
Well, it had wheels, a horse. I think he's transporting something. Often supposed to maybe build the little thing on top of the hill.
He has. Okay, that.
Did I see that
What?
in the desert?
What? Horse-drawn carriages, of course.
We didn't.
The other one is just a bit baffled by it.
Same.
Just like, what is this?
That's
Build
what
your
I call
man.
an invention.
Is that part of your belief?
Yeah.
Oh. Maybe it is a real
Yeah,
religion.
you're not hallucinating. It's a real thing. It makes it easier to transport big or heavy objects.
Have I ever heard of such things? I presume so.
Yeah.
Since-
Yeah, but usually these constructions are made of natural components and they require the aid or enslavement of beasts of burden, which is somewhat apex predatory behavior, which still constitutes within your laws, but the usage of natural materials to bend them to your will, it's a gray area.
Yeah, I was already thinking, like, does Darren agree with this? Yes, no, enslaving your animal.
Domestication of animals is just behavior of nature itself. For example, a spider recruits a frog to keep parasites away from their eggs.
Or me with my old wolf.
Yeah, or brusher fish with the teeth of crocodiles. Working together. So it's a grey area.
Well, that was certainly interesting. Can we maybe ask him if we can go with him to make our travel faster?
How fast can you run? He's over there, we're still here.
It's already relatively far away.
Maybe you can shout.
As you see the cart stop and come to a halt.
Hello, good sir.
What you want?
I was wondering where you were going.
I'm heading to the newly built Welder outpost.
What's an outpost?
We're building this town to keep us safe from monsters and bandits.
Would you mind if we rode along with you?
Keep safe from the loose pieces of timber in back.
Thank you, sir.
Hop on.
Gesundheit.
As he looks at you with a strange face. Where are you from?
We are from northwest of here. At least me and my brother.
Vague, but okay.
Sand. Everywhere you look. Sand.
They're really traumatized.
I don't like sand.
we might have to make a floor for that.
That's pretty cool.
I'm traumatized. By sand.
It's so rough and coarse, and it gets everywhere.
Anyone want that?
You.
But we are from the
Nice.
forest northwest of here.
Well, I'll carry you to the outpost.
Thank you, sir.
Here, as the horse starts moving and the cart quickly jerks into motion, and it is slowly swaying a little bit. Strange experience for the first time. As round logs of timber roll beneath your feet, you make sure to keep away from them. As for a second you think you see a glimpse of a runic carving on one of the rolling pieces of timber, but as soon as it steadies itself back out, it's only a play of the mind. And soon enough you enter the wooden gates of this outpost. As it flattens out on top of this hill, you can see around you a small camp of loggers on the edge of the forest. It is guarded by a few militia-looking people wearing pieces of steel and thicker leather clothing. Construction seems to have started on a more permanent guard tower due to the fact that the relatively wooden construction of the tower itself is slowly at the base being replaced by heavy, thick pieces of stone. And you can see that one of the sides of the encampment hasn't been walled off at all. And as you quickly glance over the edge of it, you can see that that part of the hillside itself has been carved almost flat, as people are utilizing that side of the natural hill to carve out blocks of stone to make an easier foundation, which is relatively quickly to transport to the top of this hill. Due to the fact that bandits have been harassing the farms of Gallows Keep, you gather that this needed more reinforcing and more safety. This part of the surrounding Gallow area, at least. And just on the edge of your eye line, you can see imposing, intimidating constructions of wood and steel, surrounded by almost a cloud of ravens and crows. A few dead trees dot your eye line, and crumbling stone walls seem to surround that place. Judging by this distance, it is where Gallows Keep will be. And these might be the famous Gallow Fields in the distance.
So the trees and the wall we see is just crumbling from...
Yeah, it's like a
degradation.
football, so it's not even higher than your knee, and it's so far away that you can see, you can only see the broad shape of this wall itself, but due to the fact that there are a lot of gaps within, you can deduce that it is a crumbling wall.
I see nature is taking back its land over there.
That's nice to see.
By the way, sir, how did you manage to get this horse to do your bidding?
I raised it from when it was a fowl. I give it good food and I don't work him too hard. And he is 8 now and he is still going. He's a good companion for the long road, and I help him and I help him and he gives me work.
Good to see you treat your adversary well.
It is not a relationship of adversity, it's companionship.
Even better.
Sir, I don't want to be a pain in the ass, but somebody at home once told me when somebody cannot easily get out of his words, try singing it.
Make a persuasion check with disadvantage.
It's a real damn thing.
It is a real damn thing.
Yeah. A persuasion check?
With disadvantage, yes. Thanks for the advice, stranger. But I have to go deliver this now.
Good luck in life.
Thanks.
Thank you once more.
Goodbye.
He has an STTH stutter. So, as he moves along, you are left in the middle of the outpost. You can see a few people working left and right. You can see a large wooden house, which is the only permanent construction within the walls of this encampment itself. You can also see one large tent, which is open on 3 of the 4 sides, with a few tables strewn in it and the smell of food wafting through it. You can also see a few groups of larger, almost army-style tents, which are probably used as sleeping quarters. And you can see, if you look around, 3 guards, relatively low amount of workers, maybe 10, 11. You can't judge, it's maybe a few of them are working below, at the edge of the hill. It seems to be relatively quiet.
Okay.
Would anyone be interested in some lunch? I smell some food.
I'm a bit hungry.
Jay, don't start running. I know you're hungry. Don't start running.
You tell me be hungry, man.
Well, let's go get some food. I just walk into what I presume is the kitchen, grab myself a plate and get some food.
Well, you can grab a plate, but you can't grab food because there's none in sight, in direct sight of you. As you approach the bar with plates stacked, you can see a strange, almost poofy curly hair just poking out of the edge of the bar. And as you look over it a little bit, you can see a small looking girl running around, cutting up onions and throwing them into a big pot which has been lowered into the ground, which is smoking a little bit. And as she is cutting up a carrot, she looks up. Oh, hi! New arrivals here. What can I get you? And where do you work?
I hunt. I don't really work around here.
We don't have a hunting party yet. Are you the new arrivals in town here?
We just arrived, yes.
Let me fix you something. How many are you?
4.
4, you say? Alright, grab the plates, go sit on the table. I'll be with you in a bit.
Okay, thank you.
Good service.
The small girl was not but half your size even. Probably below waist.
Oh,
Well, damn.
oh, I guess we'll just grab plates and sit down then.
True. Same.
As Russell is snickering about IPH.
Nasty boy. Nasty boy.
Maybe it's just a child. you
Yeah,
don't
He
know.
never said he's underage.
On the race. Not on the race. On the race.
I'm glad not everyone knows what IPH is.
Ideal blowjob height. IBH.
Thanks for explaining, CC.
I just wanted to know what it would be in English.
Now we're never getting monetized on YouTube. But yeah,
True.
after about 12 minutes of sitting down and waiting for the food, you are approached by a small girl with almost cotton candy pink and orange hair, freckles all over her face, relatively loose clothing, little bit of dirt and grime on it, a black smear on her face, probably from some other work she's doing around the camp. And as she starts ladling a stew into everyone's plate. So, you're going to be the hunters. Finally good to have some meat around here.
I already have some if you'd like.
Yeah, but how much? Because we have, for the next 2 days, we have 43 to feed.
2 pieces of venison.
Thought so, sweetie. Now, for the next jobs, you can always head inside the lodge.
I'm unsure what you mean, but okay.
Wow, you really are new around here. The big house, the wood house.
Oh, I see.
All right, man. I think your intelligence is your dumbstat, innit?
No, my knowledge of the outside world is.
Hi, my name is Kara. I'm the head chef. I also do some digging around here. As you can see, I'm very proud of the palisades we're throwing up this week. But we're missing. I'm 143. Thank you.
Good. You're not bad. You're good. Yeah.
But you're semi-fey. I thought you knew. I'm a hobbit, a halfling.
Yes, our apologies.
Half your size. Half your
Don't knock
size.
the table over, my dude.
Half your size. Twice the size. No.
Yes.
Okay.
But I must say, for such a little girl, you have such big feet.
Thank you. As she starts blushing a little bit. Thank you. I it's relatively hard to do all my toenails, but you know, hard work. And I try to keep the hair away from, you know, the fronts, be a little bit more presentable. But enjoy a meal. If you need work, I'm near. Bye. As she walks off.
What a cute little lady.
Well, these people seem awfully nice.
Strangely enough, she didn't comment on you.
Das Dingo.
Which is Zandelaar troll for victory.
Oh,
Da dingo! So, eating your fill.
Stupid fuck.
Stupid idiot.
Yeah.
Eating your fill, you can see a few more people entering the mess tent, walking to the pot themselves and starting filling. You hear one person shouting to the bar, "Thanks, Gara! Always good to have your meal." Fucking stupid elfling. You have relatively high passive perception, so grumblings of distrust you also hear. You can see a few people, especially you, Del, during eating, because Shay is so concentrated on his food as always. You can see a few people scowling towards him, and one person even spits on the ground as he walks past. And you feel the general vibe.
Do I feel somebody walking behind me and do I hear that?
No, but you do feel the general vibe of hostility you are so familiar with.
I sweep him off his legs with my tail.
Alright, make a general dexterity roll. So add your dexterity modifier.
17.
As he does trip over your tail, you make sure to keep your general posture exactly the same so that he doesn't notice that you deliberately done it. And you hear in the background, "Fucking skill face."
Shay, do you know these people?
I'm gonna start a fight here.
What do you want?
Do you know these people?
I not be knowing these people, but I know humans.
Don't.
It's human stupidity.
But if you don't know them, why do they have such a reaction to you?
Human stupidity.
That is a story for another time.
Well, I'm sorry that happens to you. Just continue eating.
But it was a nice hit, though.
You do get a reminder of the story he told that not everyone likes his kind, and you think it's a touchy subject for him. As you continue eating and finish, you are a little bit woozy because it has been a while since you eaten such a decent, large, hot meal. And during the process of letting it all sink and letting it all digest, you are approached by two guards. One of which is a general-looking human. Relatively old-looking. He has the graying buzz cut almost. He has a large cross-shaped scar just on his forehead. His armor is relatively worn, and even some patches of orange are showing near some of the hinges and some of the flanges, and he is accompanied by, behind him, a towering behemoth of a creature. Almost twice Russell's size. Two large horns surround its facial features, and he is coated in a thick charcoal grey fur, as he looks more bull than man.
Okay.
Hi there.
Hello.
and behind him you hear.
Hello to you too.
You look like an interesting fellow.
My name is Duke. I am the guard's militia captain.
What was that, the name?
Duke. It means power in my language.
You seem like an important guy.
I am the captain of the militia.
That's pretty important.
We have been hired for the protection of this place. Now, state your business.
Well, actually, we were on a travel towards, well, you see that little town over there?
You mean the proud Gallows Keep,
Yes.
last bastion of Brackenwald, holder of the Serpent Steel.
Yes,
Yeah.
okay.
Well, I was traveling towards it. Then I stumbled upon this little fella. Yeah. And together we traveled further because we noticed we got, well, quite some sharing personalities. And then we stumbled upon these two in the woods.
Glad you made it relatively safe into somewhat safer waters for our kind. If they give you trouble, I'll throw them off the hill myself.
You be talking about me, man?
Of course.
No one has been troubling me yet. But thank you for keeping an eye on me.
I see Kara has already provided you with decent food.
She can sure cook.
I do hope you can stay for a day or two. Rest up before you take the last bit of trek towards Gallows Keep.
Might indeed be,
Is
might be a good idea.
a fine gentleman helped us from the forest to here, across the fields. Is there a possibility for another... What was the thing called again we were sitting on?
Carriage.
Is there a possibility of another carriage maybe leaving from here to Gallows Keep's Inlet?
I'll check my ledger. As he grabs a large piece of wood with thin pieces of paper stapled to it. The next one is looping around in 3 days' time.
And would there be a possibility of us riding along?
Well, it is a provisioner, so it will return to Gallows Keep with an empty cart. We might arrange.
Okay.
Great.
That would be great, certainly. Are you willing to stay here for 3 days to make the trek much easier?
Well, I think it's a good idea to rest indeed. Shit, how do you think about it?
It's a good thing for me to be resting, man. We've been traveling a lot.
Is there maybe anything that we could help with during our stay?
You might want to talk to the overseer, Argyle. Sturdy looking man. Strong of heart, but fair to everyone. He is our overseer. Do keep in mind, he's a little bit of an eccentric.
We certainly will. Thank you for the warm welcome and the information.
Should you run into any trouble, talk to either me, Gwal, as he puts his thumb on the head of the older looking man, or our newbie Shin. He's sleeping in, lazy bastard. I'll kick his tent.
Gwal and Shin, will they through you?
Militia. Humans. You can recognize them by their cloak. As he pulls around his cloak, you can see that it's almost as black as the charcoal fur he is wearing. But around the center, It has a silver embroidered logo on it you don't quite recognize.
What did Duke resemble again?
Minotaur.
Minotaur.
He doesn't. He is a minotaur. But for you, it just looks like a large bovine humanoid.
Is there anything else we can help you with at this current moment?
Rest up. Talk to Argyle later.
Okay, thank you very much and have a good day. One more thing. Where can we rest up? Do we just pitch a tent outside or?
In the walls. Strict policy. Everyone in by sundown. We close gates.
Okay.
There have been bandits. We can't hold them off with just 3. Even though I'm as strong as 6.
Maybe. We could help you with that.
Talk with Argyle about it. I'm not risking my men if I don't have insurance.
Alright. Well, let's go to Argyle.
And let's do that next episode. We're already running out of time and it's so much fun. I'm having so much fun. So, you all made it to Welder Outpost.
That's good, right?
That's the first leg of the journey. From here, the true open world will start. I've been railroading you just a little bit to get you to your starting point. Because meeting everyone, I don't want to do that in a general tavern. Especially since we have 2 naturalist cultists in the group. It really wouldn't have made any sense. So everything up until Welder Outpost was just the quote-unquote introduction part of the campaign. Regarding last session's proclivities, you all gain 25 points of experience with the combat regarding the Twig Blight monstrosity. For now, I've been your Dungeon Master Bronze, and the good news is, I'll talk to you either Wednesday, or if you cannot make that, next Sunday. Have a nice evening. Love you all.
Bye-bye.
Bye.